Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. I can see sound coming through. I can see sound coming through. You can hear me. That'll probably be super loud, sorry. Just let me know in the chat if you can all hear me. Yay, great. Great. Okay, so I obviously just spent the last like 5 minutes just talking to myself, which was kind of hilarious, considering that I'm in a room talking to myself. Essentially, what I was saying, this is also why you should always do an audio check beforehand, but I just kind of assumed that everything would be working. So, okay, great. Sound is working, we can confirm that. For some reason, my Wi-Fi on my laptop, oh, there we go. It's like super slow and dropping the whole time. Okay, there we go. It's connected to the right Wi-Fi. So now we can actually get started. So essentially what I was saying beforehand is that like, it's always, when it comes to a live, there's always things that go wrong just beforehand, and there's things that you need to sort out and things that you need to deal with, and story of my life. So this is the rubbing alcohol that I'm going to use. Obviously, like I mentioned, we're going to be doing this on Yupo paper, which is this paper. We're going to be doing this kind of a thing I'm going to use the Pinata alcohol inks because they're a much more concentrated ink. And I'm going to read through the comments as soon as I get my Wi-Fi working on my laptop, and as soon as I can actually pull it up on this side, because to turn that side the whole time is not very good for you guys. So then what we're going to do at the end of it, I've got another camera set up there so we can look at the Cameo side, and we're going to then use the Foil Quill. I'm going to use the thick Foil Quill because it just looks a little bit nicer, and I normally use the medium one, but today I'm actually going to be using the thick one just because, to show you guys, it's actually, for me, I like it quite a bit. So let's just go into YouTube Studio. I've also got to make sure my laptop's like far enough away from the alcohol ink. I might actually just get another piece of plastic and just cover it because I don't want it to get messed on, because that's story of my life that would happen. And I was also saying that my chair is constantly creaky, so every time I move it creaks, which also drives me nuts. Okay, so we're going to view that in the live control room, and we have comments. Great. Okie doke. So obviously you guys are all talking about sound. I'm just going to scroll back up to the top just so that I don't miss anything. No sound. It's hot in Cape Town. It's kind of hot in Cape Town, yeah. No sound. Can't hear, no sound. I don't have wine today. I wasn't blessed for wine. I actually opened a bottle last night and I'm not really loving it at the moment, so I'm kind of, avoiding drinking the rest of it. Snow is early. We had rain last week, which is very strange for us. Oh, that sounds amazing. I love the cold weather, so this cold weather is fantastic. And then, yeah, trying to get sound. Mic plugged in. Okay, there we go. Sound is back. Yay, it's fine. Fantastic. Joannette, maybe you're just a little bit behind. Okay, you said yes, you can. Steph didn't miss anything, even though she was late. That's hilarious. There is actually load shedding, Dre. Isn't there like stage 2 or something like that? Anyway, so this Yupo paper is what I'm using at the moment. I'm actually going to be using the A5 ones just because they're a little bit smaller and easier to work with. But you get them obviously in A4, A5. You get them in a whole bunch of different sizes. They are quite expensive. 5 sheets of A5 was 29 Rand. So it's like, what's that, just over 5 Rand 50, 5 Rand whatever for one of them. So it is quite pricey. So if you don't want to use the Yupo paper, you can always go with adhesive vinyl, and then you can like stick it on a piece of paper if you really want to, because that's obviously quite a bit cheaper. I mean, you pay 55 Rand for a meter, and that's by 30, so that's a lot cheaper, and it works really nicely as well. Yeah, Christine's watching during load shedding, which is great. I mean, that's also the one lovely thing about load shedding, is you can just kind of chill, relax, shut down, switch off, have some quality family time, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get started, but I want you guys to actually pick kind of some colors for me. So I've got these ones, and pretty much all of the other colors as well. I used these a lot when I was doing resin because they work beautifully to give you these nice resin colors. This is not in color order at all, but that's fine. So we've got, you know, your pink, reddish color, orange, yellow, blue, purple, green. There's another green, teal. So you guys just let me know what color you think I should go with today. I'd love to hear your input. And then we've got some brass, gold, and then some silver as well, which we can add in. The colors don't always come out too nicely. Like this one had some silver in it. You can see the silver a little bit there. It kind of like just looks gray. And then this one had gold in it, which has got a beautiful shine to it. I don't know if you can really see the shine all that well. But it looks really nice, but you don't really see it. It kind of like just looks a little bit yellow. So what, pink, green, and gold. That's a very interesting color combination. Pink, so we can go pink, green, and gold. We use those three. Everybody's saying gold. Okay, everybody's saying pink. Teal, yeah, I love the teal. The teal is probably one of my favorite colors. But we can do two. We can do two, it's fine. Green, green, green. Yeah, I agree. Green as well. Like, I think I made another green one. I don't know where it is. And now that I'm sitting here, I'm actually remembering that I forgot to go get my hairdryer as well. Lacquer chop. I'm actually just going to, while you guys decide on two different color combinations, right? So we'll do the pink, green, and gold, which is a very interesting color combination. I would not have thought to do that one. And then we can do one other color combination. So just decide quickly. I'm just going to fetch my hairdryer because we need to kind of move the stuff around a little bit. So decide, and I will be back in 2 seconds. I'm going to leave my door open a little bit so that my chair can creak, so that the air can go in, because I'm obviously going to be working with alcohol, so I want to make sure there's a little bit of airflow in the room. And also my husband's not here at the moment, so I want to make sure that the cats can come in if they want to. Okay, so pink, green, and gold. I agree, pink, green, teal, purple, and pink. I love that color combination. So let's do teal, purple, and then obviously the pink we'll use. So we'll put these ones to the side for now. So we've got lime green, or we've got rainforest green. Which ones do you want? I think this was, I don't remember. I think this might have been the teal color. Like I said, there is another green one, but I don't know where it is at the moment. But which one do you guys think? Lime green or rainforest green? Obviously, the lime green is a lot brighter. Rainforest green is a bit darker. Okay, so 2 of you have already said rainforest green. So sorry, lime green. And then the calabaza are orange. I don't think I've ever actually even used that one. And then silver and brass we can maybe use at a later stage. So we'll keep these 2 on this side. And then we've got these 3 colors. So maybe we'll start off with this color combination because you guys want that one. So let's do it. I thought I had an open pack of these. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use them at some point anyway. Okay, so let's take out one of these. Fresh Yupo, and let's put that off to the side. I'm just going to grab another piece of newspaper just to put over my laptop because I don't want anything getting on that. It's work's laptop, so definite no-no of messing it up. Got to make sure to protect somebody else's things. All right, so you can do this with gloves. If you don't, you're going to have color all over your fingers for the next, I don't even know how long. But what I like to do when I did these ones, I might even try and go for a little bit more of an effect like this, where it's kind of just a little bit on the page with the white showing on the edges. Or which one would you guys prefer? Would you guys prefer a full page of color, or would you prefer one? We can do one of each. The full page of color is obviously nice if you want to do it as an insert for like a card. Sorry. Wait. Story of my life. Okay. I think I've flipped it now. Yeah. Okay. There we go. We're back. So this is actually what I've done with some other cards. I've actually used this, I think this was Yupo. No, this was actually photo paper. So you can use photo paper instead of Yupo paper, and you use this is a Laurie Whitlock card that I got from the design store, the Silhouette design store, and I put this at the back of it. And I personally, obviously, I think it's stunning. Don't forget my gloves. Yeah, no, can't. And then, you know, I did these cards like this. These were full page color. So obviously you want it to come out on the edges there. And there were a ton of cards that I made. So, I mean, these are great ideas as well. I mean, like, this is a wedding card. Not like I haven't even been to a wedding and I don't even know how long. But I was just playing around with a whole bunch of card things. So I found these really fun to do. And then these ones, oh my word, these ones were so much fun. And they look really cool with all of the different colors in the background. So you could also do something like this and then just cut it in half and then use that at the back of a card. So yeah, these were a lot of fun. I can do a tutorial on one of these as well if you guys want in the future. I really enjoyed doing those. I've got a ton of them, so I never have to buy another card. That's what I love about these. Okay, so Kirsty says white showing on the edge. She loves that. Thank you very much, Kirsty. The cards are, I do like the cards. And a couple of people are saying full page. So I'll do both because I like the full page. It's just a little bit trickier to manage, but it's fine. Why am I putting that away? I'll put that away. So what I like to do, so first of all, the setup. This is a silicone mat, just purely because it's nice and easy to clean. You can just wipe it off and then you don't really have to worry about it. And then you just wash it. I just washed this quickly in the sink before we started, and it was like covered in alcohol ink, because when I did this one, you can see all the alcohol ink seeps in the back. This one I actually did with a heat gun, that's why it's warped a little bit. But when we do it with a hairdryer, it's not going to. So what I do first is I like to, first of all, shake up the alcohol inks, because sometimes a little bit of the stuff's at the bottom, especially with the gold, the silver, and the brass. Is it brass or is it bronze? Brass. All of the stuff sits at the bottom, and then it separates, like oil and water kind of thing. So all the particles are quite heavy as they sit at the bottom. So we've got to make sure that we shake it. And then again with the rainforest green. And of course, you know, I cut my finger there today. I think I was doing something with a craft knife and I cut my finger, so now it's a little bit sore. So I'm also going to put gloves on again. Same gloves that I had last week. I do actually... This chair is creaking, it's driving me nuts. I do actually have water this time. And I've got chocolate, but I'll eat that later. Hello, Marilyn! And all the ladies watching, yes. White spaces makes my heart happy. I also love the white spaces, they're pretty. They are very nice. Okay, so... put the gloves on just because I'm actually going into the office tomorrow, and I want to make sure that I at least look partially respectable. I've got meetings tomorrow from 9:30 until like 5, so tomorrow is a very, very, very busy day. But I like busy. I don't like not being busy. Okay, and so I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I had to take my cat to the vet again today. Stupid thing. I love him to absolute bits and pieces, but he's got this abscess on his chin. This is the 3rd time now that he's had the abscess in the same spot. So we're taking him back to the vet tomorrow. So obviously I posted an update this morning. He's going back to the vet tomorrow so they can like check it and make sure that we'll see what's causing it, because it's quite serious. Well, it's the third time. But yeah, he's feeling very sorry for himself. Shame. But yeah, anyway, that's beside the point. So what I normally do when it comes to this is I first of all plug in my hairdryer, because we're going to need that soon. Okay, so the hairdryer is plugged in. I also switch it on to cold. Sorry, just making sure that it's on cold. I switched it on to cold because you don't necessarily want... You can choose whether you want it on cold or on hot. But if you have it on hot, it'll obviously make the alcohol evaporate faster, which will make the colours set quicker. So if you want the colours to set exactly where they are, or just move onto the edges, then you have it on hot. If you want them to move around a little bit more, then you have it on cold. So I spray the canvas, the page a little bit first with the alcohol ink, just to make sure that it kind of is a little bit saturated. For me, I find that this actually helps the ink move around a little bit. Oh, and it smells like I've just brushed my teeth, because it's that winter green. This is the rubbing alcohol that I'm using. It's the Discam Winter Green 70% rubbing alcohol. So I normally use the 90%, but I think I've used all of mine up. Either that or I've like hidden the containers or something. But it smells really nice. I'm glad that the color didn't come through. And I might need to spray another little bit in a second. Okay. Good luck with those meetings. Thank you, Kirsty. They're actually a lot of fun meetings, so I'm very, very excited. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so let's just give it another spray or two. And then you kind of just want to... There's not really very much rhyme or reason to how you drop the inks on the pages. You can do them in a pattern. You can make them completely random. The more random you make it, generally the better it is. And you also have to learn your colors. So as an example, green is a very saturated color. So what it tends to do is it tends to take over. And the gold is not very saturated. So you'll learn once you get with a couple of different, once you use a couple of different times, different inks. This one's a little blocked. Okay, cool, no. You'll learn how the inks work. And then you will know which, how much you want to use them. Okay, so what you can do in the beginning is you can kind of just move it around a little bit like that with your hands. You can even blow on it. And the nice thing about having this alcohol ink in a spray bottle is that if you don't like where it is, you can just use that to kind of dilute it a little bit more and spray it around and help it move. Or you can take the hairdryer, and I'm just going to move the microphone up because I don't want to like blast you guys. So okay, so I hope that wasn't too loud. So then you can kind of start moving it around quite a bit. Can you see what I mean about the green taking over? Like the pink takes a complete backseat, and then they mix together, which doesn't always look that nice. But we're trying to get it all the way to the edge. Let's do a little bit more gold. And what I like about using the alcohol spray is that it kind of creates a different effect. Like you can have the watery effect when you're using a lot and you're kind of moving it around. But because these inks are very pigmented, you kind of need to almost dilute them in essence, really. Just to make sure that they actually move around a little bit more. Because the other alcohol inks that I have, that I used in my alcohol ink video, were a lot more liquid. I'm just going to use the hairdryer again. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to, you'll see, I'm going to move it in like a clockwise rotate. It doesn't really matter whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. But that's how you get kind of the bigger rings, like you would, you know, with these ones as an example. This one's obviously done with a heat gun, but you can do it with a heat gun as well. Okay, let's do another little bit of pink in the middle. And I don't mind if it runs off, that'll dry and then you can, whoop, sorry, forgot. I don't mind if that runs off, it'll dry and then you can just wash it off the mats once you're done. So it's really not a problem, but obviously you can see how quickly this goes. So let's just try one more with the hairdryer. So you'll also notice how the gold doesn't really spread very well. I think maybe when I did the other one, maybe it was slightly warmer. Maybe I've got to like hold it in my hand. But maybe it evaporated a little bit quickly, but it still looks pretty cool. We just need to wait a little bit for the other stuff to dry. So what do you guys think so far? Try and drop this into some of the pools where it's actually a little bit wetter. Now it's almost like the gold is almost drying immediately. There we go. Doesn't help if you're kind of works nicely if you spray it directly onto the gold. Like I said, I think the gold is a little bit too concentrated for what we're trying to do. So like this section here is what I'm looking at the moment. And I'm kind of moving the gold around. You can even probably drop another drop of gold in there and help it to move and then catch at the edges. I think that could look so cool. Obviously it's alcohol, so it'll, you know, evaporate and then give us the kind of effect that we want. Is this as cool as what you guys thought it would be? Or are you not loving this color combination? What do you guys think? Okay, you're loving this color combo. That message just came through now, Christine. So I think it's pretty cool. It's very different. It's not something that I would have done. I tend to err on the side of caution, where I put the safe color combos together. You know, the blues and the purples and the reds and the yellows and the oranges and the reds and those kinds of things. So I'm a little bit predictable in that regard. It's not drying up as nicely as I wanted to, so I'm just going to take over with the. I'm just going to go over it with a hairdryer at a bit of a higher on the warm temperature. it's drying up quite nicely. What we can also do is we can also put this off to the side and let it dry by itself. So I might need to use a different piece of paper. Christine says maybe spray the alcohol first and then drop gold. Yeah, that's what I did with this one, and I think with that one as well, because it needs a little bit of dilution in order to get somewhere. I mean, these look pretty cool, these kind of splotches of gold, and I like how the green has come through. It is looking pretty cool. I suppose maybe I'm just looking at it from a different angle. So if I look at it like that, it does look pretty cool. Let's see. Okay. It looks very different when you move the whole sheet around. The light shines on it and you don't see it properly. So, what do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. So this is obviously what it's looking like for now. You can see it's quite wet still. So I think there's quite a bit that needs to evaporate. Let's do the hairdryer one more time. I hope that the sound is okay for you guys when I do that. That it's not too loud. Yeah, so when you look up closely at it, you can see when I use the spray bottle, it obviously pulls some of the color and it pulls it into like a little droplet. So it looks very speckled, which I really like about this color combo. Okay, so you're saying it's better when I pick it up and show it to you guys. That's great. So what I will do is I'll show you here. As an example, you can see that there. And I'm just looking on the other side because I can see the more up close on that side. This next to me, it's the delay. I'm like surrounded by technology. Sound is all good. Great. Thanks, Kirsty. I just want to do that just to try and see if it's not maybe the colors that are too concentrated and that aren't drying properly because the ink is too concentrated there. Maybe the alcohol's already evaporated and the ink has remained behind. And that light is flickering. I'm actually kind of mildly obsessed with this color combo, I'm not gonna lie. So you can see there what it's done now. Looks pretty cool. I'm just going to do, oh, I'm getting stuck to it. I'm just going to do the hairdryer. Let's pull that down there. So this is almost dry now. It's actually looking pretty stunning. Oh, it's looking completely different. Could one take a paper towel and dab the wetness away, or just doesn't dry like you want to? Or would that ruin it? I've actually done that before with some of the other ones. I did a paper towel and then I dabbed it off because I think it was also the ink that just wasn't drying properly. It doesn't quite ruin it, but I think what happened with that one is a little bit of the paper towel actually got stuck to it. I think it might have been this one. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, well, if I can't tell the difference at this stage, then it probably didn't make that much of a difference, so it's probably fine. But that definitely is what I've done before. But it's obviously just a nice show of how that works. And that one is quite, it's actually quite like a bubbly kind of thing. So that's probably going to take quite a while to dry. So let's put this one off to the side. Let this dry a little bit, and then we can start with the next one. The lighter green for the next one. Okay, we said that we were going to do what color combination did we say that we were going to do? Do you guys remember? I think it was teal, blue, and gold. Was it? Refresh my memory. Let's see if I can scroll up in the comments here. Teal, purple, and pink. Okay. Yeah, so we'll definitely do... is it Ayana art or A3 Anna art? Let me know. But yes, thank you. That was the correct color combination. Pink, purple, and teal. So let's close up the gold, which was this cap. No, that's a green cap. Let's not get the caps wrong. And then let's close up the gold. Okay, so we're going to be using teal, pink, and purple. So where did I put the pink and the purple? Oh, there. Oh, I put them off to the other side. So it's pink, teal, and purple. So this is going to be a nice color combo because it'll work really nicely together. So that obviously is a nice color combo. It's completely different. But let's see. This one will make me happy. I'm glad that one made you guys happy. Not gonna lie, it's not my favorite, but I think it still looks pretty. And that's the great thing about these alcohol. Whoa, I'm busy talking again in the mic. It's like 12 miles away. That's the great thing about these alcohol inks is there's no real right or wrong color combo. You know, you can kind of stuff around and do whatever you want, many different colors, and it'll still be fine. So let's open up all the lids. Adriana. Oh, it's Adriana. Of course. Adriana. Oh, I get it. I like that. That's very clever. It's good to have you here. Okay, so the camera's just a little bit too far on that side. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we start again with the spraying of the alcohol. And now I'm going to get drunk. No, I'm kidding. Again, purple is just like the forest green. It's a color that completely takes over. So you really want to go very lightly with this color. Don't give it too much real estate, I want to say. The pink is a very soft color, so you can kind of go a little bit more ham with it. And the teal is kind of a middle color. It's not as bad. And I kind of just try and spread them around. And now what you can do is we can start straight with the hairdryer. Okay. So you see what I mean? So you see what I mean about the purple kind of going ham? Then we can give it a little bit of a spray. And then we can add something more to the middle. Clearly outvoted. Yes, sorry. The tribe has spoken. Forest green was a no-no, apparently. Oh, shoot, this is the purple. Okay, let's just do one more of that. I actually wanted the teal. My bad. It's okay. I also like doing these kind of heavy saturated colors in the middle. Because then what you can do is you do a little bit of that. And you do a little bit of this. think it might actually even be this spray that's making it kind of residuey, because it's not such a high alcohol content. Maybe that's why it's actually happening. So I would recommend on going for a 99 or a 90%. This is a 70%. It's a little bit lower. Yeah, let's just see. And now what we can do is, instead of doing, now it just needs a touch of gold. What we can do is we can use gold on the foil for this one, because this one will be nicer to foil. That one's going to be a bit difficult to foil, because you'll find it will be difficult to find a color that will work well on that particular. I mean, I've got like a ton of different foil colors, but it'll be difficult to find one. And obviously when it comes to, you know, doing this kind of a, oh, we said we weren't going to do this one. We were going to leave some of the white. We can do another one. It's fine. I've got lots of these papers. They were actually, I felt kind of bad. They actually were marked incorrectly on the website where I bought them. And I think I got them for like 15 Rand a packet. And they were supposed to be like 29 Rand. But yeah. So I bought a whole bunch of them. But we can do another one. And we can do a different color combo. Am I using my sanitizer? So no, this is just the rubbing alcohol, the wintergreen rubbing alcohol. So it smells like I'm brushing my teeth now. I'm almost ready to go to bed. I'm not going to lie, I'm also mildly obsessed with this color combo. This color combo, I think this color combo for me was the color combo that gives me life. So this color combo is very close to it, and I absolutely love it. And this is really going to look so nice with foil. Like maybe we'll do a gold foil like we did with this one. Do a gold foil on this. It would stand out so nicely. And I know that I'm kind of booking my own funeral by spraying so much of the stuff on, but let's see what it does. I mean, even if it had to dry like that, that would look super cool, but let's just see. I'm putting the temperature up, so I'm going to do it on the higher temperature setting. Okay, I really like this as well, so I'll bring it up to you guys so you can see. You can obviously see there's still also a lot of droplets on it that's going to need to dry, but this is very cool. Let me just scroll up in the comments just to see if I've missed anything. I tend to, sometimes when I in all honesty, I rewatch all of these when I'm done as well. So, then I rewatch them with the live comments enabled, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot, I didn't see that person's comment, or I completely missed this, or I completely misread that comment, or something like that. It's really funny. Okay, so Steph voted for a lighter green. We can do a lighter green in the next one, maybe a lighter green in the yellow. I think that would look quite cool. And then we can do like a red foil or something like that. That might look quite nice. Yellow orange one. Make a sunflower theme card. I actually have a flower theme already picked out, but we can totally do two. I don't mind. So we can do a flower theme on this one maybe, and then like a yellow, orange, lime green. I think that might look quite nice. And then we can do like a sunflower theme. That would look really pretty. Clearly outvoted. Did you shake them first? Yes? No? Okay, so I'm obsessed with this color combo. everything. When I like it. I like it. Okay, great. Okay, so let's just take a sip of water because I've been talking now and now all this alcohol smell is like getting in my face. Okay, so let's do the third one and let's see if Kelly can stick to the middle of the page. Probably not. I think the problem with this is that they need to kind of dilute a little bit. And that's kind of why I tend to go all on the edge of the pages. Put back in the page. Okay. So maybe if we add enough of the spray right into the middle of the page, because I think when I did this one, I think I had only a few drops and I added a lot of the spray onto it just to make sure that it like didn't go all the way to the edges. So let's see if we can do the same thing. Oh, I always pick up the wrong lid. Okay, so we're not going to use the teal, we're not going to use the purple, we're not going to use the pink. I should wear a surgical mask when I spray the the alcohol. Normally what I do is I actually got a little fan. If the noise isn't too bad, I'm actually going to put a little fan on, which is now hidden away. I have this little USB Safeway fan. It's probably about this size. And I normally have it on when I'm working with these kinds of things just to kind of get the air moving in the room. Because, I mean, this room, it may look huge, but it's really not that big. And the door is open, but the window is closed. So there's not very much airflow. So don't be like me. Try and be better. So I've got the fan on. Marilyn, oh shame. I hope you feel better. No worries about going. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate it. Blue and yellow is also a very good option. We can do another one of those. So we're gonna do, what did you guys say? Yellow, orange. Looks like I have used the orange once or twice. I'll just give these a little bit of a shake, and then the lime green. This might be quite a cool color combo, so let's get all these open. The fan is now on, so it should be better. Adriana says less is more, sometimes. Sometimes. Anything sunflower related, I say yes. I can imagine, Christine, sunflowers are beautiful. I actually, when I was in Dublin last year, I actually got, like literally just before the whole, I got back a month before the whole Corona thing exploded. This one's stuck. There you go. I was at the Google offices and they actually gave me a sunflower. It may or may not have died. I'm not a very good plant mom. Like, there's a plant in the back here, and there's a plant here and there's a plant there that I've actually managed to keep alive because they're like super low maintenance plants. But there's 2 other plants in this room that are dead. So I mean, like, that's good odds, right? 3 out of 5. Sorry. I think the one didn't get enough sun. I think that's why that one died. And the sunflower, I think I didn't water it properly. Okay, so let's try. I'm just going to move that a little bit that way. So it doesn't blow. We're getting pink on this one. That's fine. The pink shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to do quite a bit of spray. And then maybe I'll do a little bit of the green at the bottom. And then kind of the yellow obviously doesn't take over as much. Let's just do like 1 or 2 drops of green at the top. We don't want all the green at the bottom only. Okay. Okay, so let's try and move it around a little bit before we spray it. It kind of mixes in. So this is another methodology that you can use. You know, you kind of mix them in a little bit, and then you can use the hairdryer then to dry them in circles, or you can use a heat gun to dry them in circles. Obviously this is now kind of just going into a brownie color. So let's try. I'm glad that I'm glad that I'm not the only one that can't keep plants alive. My husband is great at keeping plants alive outside. But inside plants I'm still struggling with. Okay. That didn't quite have the desired effect. So that's the part about alcohol inks, is that you never really get what you want. Maybe I swished it around a little bit too much. Let's see. That's also kind of why I don't really use this Calabaza orange or wood. I don't even know why I bought it. Because it just, to me, it's just like a meh color, you know? And again, I'm struggling now with the ink on the edge. There's going to be very little ink on the edge, I'm sorry. Just want to let that stew a little bit. So I want to try and get that. Esther, I love that. I've got dankbaar plants. Dankbaar vir die dag wat hulle water kry. That's pretty much. So for those of you that don't understand Afrikaans, that means I've got thankful plants. Thankful for the day that they get water. Yeah, I love that. That's hilarious. That's pretty much my plants in a nutshell. So I'm trying to leave some white space on the edges, but that one was kind of a bit of an accident, so I apologize. I'm not really a fan of this. I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this? Or do you think it looks? Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm not really a fan. And that's what like part of alcohol inks. I mean, sometimes they look nice. Sometimes they're a complete flop. It's just part and parcel. What I like to do sometimes, if you get a dark spot like that, is I just spray one on there. I mean, you can even take like a little stick or something like that. Let's just take a little wooden stick. And let's see if we can swish that around. That's a bit too harsh. Kind of like just loosen up the edges a little bit so we can redefine the way that edge looks. Didn't really work. Yeah, Dre, I gave my friend a plant as a housewarming gift. I mean, you're supposed to give plants for housewarming gifts. And now she's got to keep it alive. Okay, let's try spraying the alcohol ink first in a little bit of a circle and dropping that in there. And then let's try and move it around a little bit to see if we can kind of say, this one looks like a, I don't know what that was, but it looks like one of those. It does kind of look like an eye, you're right. And obviously each time you spray the alcohol ink onto the page, you kind of change it a little bit as well, which is quite cool. So it doesn't necessarily have to stay exactly like that. But you can still give it a little bit of a change. That's another thing that I like about the Yupo paper, is that it does actually stay drier for a little bit, wetter for a little bit longer, so that you can actually work with it. I'm obviously just moving it around to try and get the alcohol inks to move. Oh, there they are. I've actually got different alcohol inks the ones that I made for the Sharpies. I think I mentioned it earlier. They're actually just over there, but they work differently. So this is like my alcohol ink set, right? These are all my Copic markers. I didn't buy any of these. I inherited them. I love Copics, but I would not spend this amount of money on them. And then these are the other markers, the other paints. So I've just put them in baggy thingies just to... Oh, no, they're stuck. Oh, that's where it is. I knew that I had it somewhere. So maybe I'll actually use this. Even though it's slightly pink, maybe it'll make a difference. And then here's like the bluey greeny colors. So let's just use this one here quickly. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a... no, that's more of a teal color. That's blue. Are these the greens? This is a green. They're a lot easier to swish around than the Pinata, but they aren't as pigmented. So that's why I kind of like using the Pinatas as opposed to these ones. But when you have strong colors, then sometimes it's nice to use these ones because they work a little bit nicer. Does say. Now I just want to get a little bit more of a color thing going on here. And I normally use a pipette to move these, but I'm too lazy to get them. I'm not going to lie. And these ones don't work with a spray bottle. They've got like a squirty cap, which is a pain to use, because then the stuff just sprays everywhere, and it's impossible to keep your workstation clean, because then you just get alcohol ink everywhere. Speaking of getting alcohol ink everywhere, just closing that up a little bit. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to see if I have like a cotton swab. I normally have tissues everywhere, but I think I've used them. I know we keep them in case of an emergency. Can you see the apple? Oh, hi. Hi, Dominique. Nice to have you here. Where's the apple? Or have I messed up the apple now? Or are you talking about that? Is that an apple? That totally looks like an apple. Maybe we should do something with like Cinderella on this one or something like that. So I'm just using the cotton swab to kind of absorb some of the stuff that's not evaporating. And you can see it's not really changing very much. Let's actually see the first one. So now this has been sitting for a while, and it's been sitting underneath the with the fan on it. It's pretty much all completely dried up. Not sure if you can see. You can see there's not really any spots, which looks great. And the second one, the second one's still got a few wet spots on it. We can see the wet spots here. So we'll just wait for that one to dry a little bit more. But then that also means that this one will dry. So we don't really need to do that. What do you guys think? Should I play with it a little bit more? Try and get the colors moving around a little bit? Maybe absorb some of these colors so we can do something different? Or do you guys want me to leave it as is? Let me know. I'm totally keen on leaving that section because I think that looks so cool, like an apple. But yeah, what do you think? Leave it? Don't leave it? I mean, this does actually work quite nicely to draw up the wet stuff, and it doesn't really seem to be affecting anything, any of the colors, not that I can see anyway. So if you want to like work with it a little bit more, you can. Move it around like a toothpick, like feathering in resin. You can. It is a little bit trickier. I don't know if I have a toothpick here to test that. I also don't need a toothpick. I can use like my weeding tool, because that's pretty much like a metal toothpick essentially. Leave it. Okay. What does everybody else say? Leave it, or do you think I should change it and do something? Leave it as is. Okay. Everybody's saying leave it, so that's great. So I'm actually just going to stop then completely. Should we move on to the foil section? We've been going for an hour already, so maybe let's move on to the foil section. Just so that we can... Okay, let me actually just close these up quickly first before I forget and then something falls over and messes up something. Okay. So the foil section is a lot of fun. And I've got, like I said, I've got another camera over there, which I'm going to have to just move a whole bunch of stuff into that section. So, what color should we do here? Because we need to dry this up a little bit more. So I was thinking we could do either a silver or a gold on this one, on this page. What color do you guys think that we should use here? You can let me know while I pack these things away. Gold. 2 people have said gold already, so that's a good start. Gold, gold, gold. Apparently y'all like gold. Okay, cool. Gold it is. Pack this away. That's also what I love about having a small craft room, is that pretty much when I'm sitting here, almost everything is within reach. Okay, so we have a couple of different golds to choose from. Let me just get them off the shelf. Okay, it's like a matte gold. Clean that up. So it doesn't get on the thingy. And then we've got sure why that was. Okay, so they're all these Go Press and Foil colors, right? So we've got a holographic gold, which is quite pretty. Then we've got more of a coppery gold, kind of like a rose gold. Then we've got more of a matte gold. This, I don't know, it's also a holographic E type gold, or just your plain gold. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me know which one you think we should use. And we're going to be doing a flower on this one. So think of that in that kind of an aspect. I can show you what the flower design is that I've chosen. So we're going with number 3, the matte. So far, Dominique said the matte. Number 2. So okay, so we've got 3 for matte gold and 1 for number 2. I also like the matte gold. I haven't actually even used it yet. That's the thing. I bought so many of these. I'm sure most of you will know Robin from Snippy Sisters. Her and I bought like about 20 different foil things together, and we split them because I mean they're not crazy expensive. It's about 30 Rand each. But obviously when you're buying 20, that works out quite expensive. So we split them in half, and that's why I have these on toilet rolls, because I just unrolled half of the roll and then gave her the box, and I took them on the toilet roll. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the matte gold. Oh, sorry, technically 7 because Adriana said the matte. Oh no, she voted twice. I'm kidding. And then 2 for the rose gold. So we've got 6. So let's use the matte gold then, or at least it looks matte gold. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like a nice color. So let's put those aside there. I can take this off now because everything's dry. I can probably switch the fan off. So that's what I'm getting old, you see. Like I start a sentence and then I just kind of, my brain just drifts off into the middle of a direction of nowhere, and then I forget what I was saying. And it keeps like making this thing vibrate. So okay, so this one won. I'd actually taken out this one. I thought that you guys, I mean, this would look very cool on this, but you wouldn't necessarily see it all that nicely, I don't think. But I think the gold, the matte gold, is probably definitely a better choice. Okay, just move these out the way, just so we've got a little more space to work with. Okay. Cleaning up the workstation. Okay, so this is pretty much completely dry. Nothing coming off my fingers, which is great. Okay. So, cleaning up this stuff here. I'm going to need the space to work. This is what I like to try and do while I'm busy with my crafts, is to kind of clean up a little bit. So when it comes time to, or clean up as you go. So when it comes time to finishing, pretty much everything's done. Okay, so let's just put that there. So now we've got our mats we're going to use. And if you've watched any of my foiling videos, then you will know you never ever put the foil onto the mat. I've seen a couple of tutorials where they say, just put the foil onto the mat. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? It then makes that part of the mat permanently non-sticky. Like, it's non-refundable. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You know, so I don't understand why people do that. But anyway, but we might not even need to do that with this one, but I prefer to anyway. Sorry, this is going to be really loud on the mic. Bring you back down here again. I'm also going to need to move you up a little bit because you can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll just move over here as well. So, if you've watched my foiling videos, you will notice that I always work with this, the adhesive tape underneath, to make sure that that doesn't mess up my mat. And then I'll reuse this adhesive tape a few times. Okay, so I'm just using my nails just to kind of try and get it to stick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one. Now, the problem that I have with this particular mat that I'm using, this is the actual Silhouette brand mat. My Nikapa mat is not all that sticky anymore, so I'm kind of trying to use these for the video, this mat for the videos. But you can't really see the grids as nicely as you can with a Nikapa because they've got 16 blocks per inch. So it makes it a bit of a pain, but you can see the numbers on the mat at least. So let's just stick it there. And I always... Oh wait, no, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Ah, feathers. Feathers. I did that wrong. It's 1 block off to that side. Damn it. Okay, let's just leave it like that, because it's gonna mess that up. And yes, I say feathers when I don't want to swear. It's like a habit. But this is like really sticky now. Wow. I didn't have this. Maybe it's because... Oh, wait, hold on. I can actually get it off now. This is going to curl. Oh, it's curling. Damn it. Damn. Anyway, it's kind of nice to see people making mistakes, I guess. Story of my life. Okay, so let's put it on the right block this time, Tilly. Can you even see what I'm doing? Camera's quite patchy at the moment. You have the... Charisse, you have the magnetic mat. I've been wanting to get one, but I wasn't really sure if it was worth it. Because isn't it quite pricey? Okay. Cool. So that's, we've just got a little bit of a line now through there, but that's fine. Okay, so the only problem that I have with this paper and this size Yupo paper, A5, is that, as you can see, it's not really wide enough to go over the whole thing. So you kind of have to make sure that there's enough space at the top and make sure there's enough space at the bottom for the foil to then go over the entire section. Because as you know from my videos, you have to make sure that the foil sits flush on the paper. Otherwise it doesn't, it lifts up and it just looks awful. So I'm going to use my Nikapa scissors, my Nikapa scissors again. And I'm just going to measure off roughly how much space I need. Okay, so we're doing roughly there. It's totally going to be a little bit of a waste of foil. There's going to be quite a bit of foil that's not going to be used, but it's fine. And like I said, the stuff is not crazy expensive. So if you're wanting to go for the 12 by 12 sheets, those things are expensive. I've got some of the... Let me show you. I've got some of this stuff. The Mink Heidi Swap foil. 12.5 inches, so it's just over 30 centimeters by 6 feet, 1.8 meters. I think this thing was probably about 200-300 rand. So it's very expensive, but I mean, it's like a lot of these. So, and this works with the, this is toner reactive foil, which is really nice. I've done some fun things with that. Okay, so now what we do, we place it on top. Let's turn this fan off because this fan is gonna give me heartache. Careful not to place it down. So we place it on the top, not on your mat, of course. I got a little bit on the mat. Damn. Okay. And it's also not perfectly in the middle. Oh, there's Manierki. He's going to be joining the live stream soon. Wait for it. He's going to come up and... Fredness! He's going to come up and jump right here. And then you'll see his Vangiki. Okay, so now I just need to make sure that when I place the design, that we use the design a little bit off to the side, because obviously it's not perfect. Okay, I'm actually just going to cut this off, because I really don't want this sticking to my mat. See, normally when Johan is at home, he's gone to cricket tonight, he will then keep Manierki happy. So that's why you normally don't hear him in the live videos. He does this all day, every day. It's actually really cute. Fredness? He normally responds when you call him. He might come here now because I've called him now. Anyway, so I'm actually looking for my tape. I think I cleaned it away when I was cleaning up for the live stream. Oh, there we go. I knew I put it somewhere close by. I'm not too sure if the tape is going to... Actually, I probably should use washi tape, because if I use normal tape... Let's do it on the corner. Just check to see if the normal tape... Okay, the normal tape doesn't, on the test, pull up the alcohol ink. So let's just hope I'm not gonna press it down on there at all. Try and yeah, he's super cute. He lies, obviously, like I said, I work from home at the moment, so he pretty much lies with me almost all day. He's in almost every single one of my meetings. It's very adorable. He like jumps up onto he does exactly what he did now. Meow, 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 meow. When he comes inside, and then he like jumps up onto the counter. So here you can see it's quite tight. There's no crinkles, there's no creases, those kinds of things. You really need to make sure that it's on there and that it's not going anywhere. Fred? Nope, he doesn't want to come join. So it's stuck on there, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to move to the computer now, so that I can show you what it looks like. And I'm just going to move the camera. Let's try and move it that way. Okay. Just so you can kind of still see me a little bit. And then, sorry. This is such a flattering angle, of course. And then I'm going to change that there so you can see that. Okay. Transition, there we go. So what I've actually done here is I've found quite a few different designs that I want. And ignore all the tabs that I have open. Don't judge me. Let me actually just open... Let me open the live stream thing on the other screen just so that I can see what you guys are saying. So this was the design that I had in mind for this page, and I think this will actually work quite nicely. Oh, now you can't see me properly. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that would work well? That design? Because then I can just buy that one and then use it on the page. Flower in circle, it says. So while I just transition the cameras over, because I obviously need to make sure that you guys can see. Anybody there? Yes, it is actually very pretty. I really like it. So let's just duplicate that. And this is why I always have so many tabs open, because I just have all of these things here. Let's go back one. I'd actually just click one on the page, because there was quite a few nice ones on the front as well. I also thought about doing something like this. So that one's quite pretty. Or we could even go, you know, Beauty and the Beast-ish, where we do a design like this. So, or even something like that. I like that one as well. So let's have these three. So that'll be option one. That'll be option 2. And that'll be option 3. So which one do you guys like? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know. I can start setting up the foil quill. I'm gonna have to do this away from the mic because it might be loud. Option 1. We've got 1 vote for option 1 and 1 vote for option 3. So there's option 1, there's option 2, and there's option 3. See, this is where I normally have the camera up at the back there, but I can't move it there now because the cable's here. And maybe I can. Okay, so we've got option 3, we've got 4 for option 3, 1 for option 2. Okay, so we got 5 for option 3. So as option 3 seems like it's the right one that we're going to go. Husband also voted option 3. Okay, so dads are voting for option 3. That's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4 votes for option 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for option 3. So let's go for option 3. So I'm going to tick the commercial use box just so I can have it for, and okay, we've got another vote coming in for option 3. So I like that. So let's do option 3. And I'm going to do the express checkout. Okay, I've got an account, so like it's great. It's so useful. So I'm just downloading it there. Direct download. Let's open it up. And then let's double click on that one. Okay, so it's quite a big design, which is not, and it's all in one, which I really like. So let's change the machine to auto. Let's change the cutting mat to auto, media size. I'm actually going to leave that on auto as well because I want to make up my own media size. Okay, so this page is A5. So A5 is around, I actually like to measure them exactly. So let me just measure this page. Creaky chair. Okay, so the page is 21 exactly by 14.9. That's pretty much A5 size. So let's set that up there. Just plug the... I'm plugging the foil quill in so long so that it can warm up. It only needs like a minute or so to warm up. Like people always like, oh, you should plug it in like 5 minutes beforehand. No, it needs like a minute to warm up. So the width is, let's go 14.9. Let's take all of that out. And then the height, I said was 21. No, not 27, Kelly, 21. Okay, so now I enable the grid. Definitely not going to have it on 4 divisions, ew. Have it on 1 division. And then I'm going to put that on the page. So that's exactly where our page is. I'm actually going to turn the cut lines off for that. So let's turn the cut lines off. And then, obviously, I'm sorry for those of you that are on mobile and you can't really see it properly. I'm sorry for this. You're might have to watch it on desktop. If you want to see exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is the width of the foil, I'm actually going to measure it to see how far it is from the one side, just so I can position it exactly on the screen and then I know where it is. So I'm essentially doing my own kind of, I hesitate to say print and cut because that's obviously not what it is, but the foil is, if I remember correctly, it's 12 centimeters wide. Okay, so let's measure the foil. Foil is 12.4 centimeters wide, and it is 5 millimeters from the edge on the left hand side. So let's take another square. Okay, let's do it all the way there. And almost exactly 12.4. So that's 12.4. The height doesn't matter. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one that's 0.5. Okay, just to see how far it is on the side. So let me just double check this. It's about 0.3 at the bottom, but then it's about 0.6 at the top. So I'm just going to make it 0.5, just 0.5, just to make sure that we've got the right orientation. So that's more or less what it looks like. Okay, and I'm going to turn the cut lines off for this on the send panel as well, because obviously I don't want this to send. I need to cut. So now we can take our design and now we can actually position it. We can resize it because we know that anything that is within this, I'm going to turn the grid lines off. Anything that is within this grid line is where the foil will be. So that's where we can actually have the design, right? So we can then turn it a little bit and we can position it then there. Maybe now because we've turned it, we can make it a little bit bigger. Bearing in mind as well that it won't actually look like this. I'm going to turn the fill off and I'm going to turn the point lines up to, the weight of the lines up to 2. And that's essentially what it'll look like. So Q20 spray for chair. Yes, I'm definitely going to Q20 the chair at some point. I've just gotten so used to it, I don't even notice it anymore. Okay, so we've got a 0.2 on the chair. Now, if you want everything to be weighted on the inside, so if the design, you want the design essentially to look like that, all we have to do is use our internal offset. So we go to the offset panel, click on internal offset, and I'm not going to make it 0.2 centimeters. I'm going to make it like 0.1. So let's just make that 0.1. So we can do it, have quite a thick outline, and then we can do the internal offset again, and then we can go 0.1. Okay, and then we can do that again, 0.1, internal offset, 0.1. And that's essentially how I like cheat the filling in of the designs. I mean, it might not look, there might still be gaps, because I'm not sure what 100% the thickness is of this one. So, I mean, I could probably measure it with calipers to get it exact, but I think I normally use 0.1 when I do this. And then we can do 0.1. Obviously, the more you do this, the longer it's going to take to fill in. But it's not going to take that much longer. Okay, so now that's pretty much all filled in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch you over to the second camera again. And then we can start with the loading. So let's bring up the overhead camera and webcam. There we go. Let's transition you there. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull out, so I'm going to move that so that you can see the lights a little bit better as well. Okay, so I'm going to move you here, remove this auto blade, and this is already in the adapter D, okay, which is the right adapter for this application. I'm moving my keyboard closer because my keyboard is serving as the USB hub. It's obviously been warming up since while we've been doing the design. So we're going to put that in there. Okay, I like to hold this up while I'm pressing this down, especially with the heat. You don't want it to kind of make contact with the bottom. And then you clip it in. I don't feel like it's clipped in properly. Let me just move this up and down. Woo. Okay, let's just do it. Oh, sorry. Just do it like that. Okay, so now I won't knock you. There we go. Okay, so now it's clipped in. I like to always have this just at the back just so that it doesn't interfere with anything. And then we're going to load our mat. And hope to heaven that this works, because it's always so embarrassing when you do something on a live like this and then it doesn't actually end up working. Okay, calipers, something you haven't heard since high school geometry. Yeah, I know. they're great calipers. I use them actually quite a lot. Okay, so we've got these here. I'm just going to select all of these because I want them to all cut. Because it looks like some of them are cut edge and some of them aren't cut. Well, we actually need to, let me just switch you over again quickly to the main screen, just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now we're going to change the action to sketch and pen adapter. It doesn't really matter. What I like to do is, especially with this, I like to bring the force down, and especially with the thick one, I like to have the speed, maybe let's put the speed on 3. I think the force, when I did it the last time, it was on 5. So we can just leave the force on 5. The force should be fine on 5. We could probably even do a test cut if we wanted to. Probably should. Let's just do like one little section as a test cut. Let's do that one. Let's go sketch. And then let's send. I'm going to switch you back to the other camera. Okay. Looks like it worked. You might not be able to see it all that well there, but you can kind of see, not really, but there's where the little section was. So let's just try that again. And I'm going to highlight everything. So I'm going to go back to the computer. I'm going to go highlight everything within this little block. Actually, I'm going to let's just highlight everything, sketch. And then I'm going to turn the other two off. No sketch. It's freaking out now because there's lots to do. Okay, and then let's transition you back to the Cameo, and this is probably gonna be quite loud, so maybe I'll just move you guys away from the Cameo, and then we can send it. So I hope that isn't too loud. It's like super loud on my side. Bring you in a little bit closer. See it cutting live and see how long it takes and how loud the machine actually is. If you guys are enjoying this, give the video a thumbs up, please. I would appreciate it. It means a lot to the YouTube algorithm. Helps my channel to succeed and helps me to grow, which is obviously what we want, or what I want, rather. So it's plotting along there nicely. Okay, light wasn't actually too bad. You're making me worried now. I don't think it is. Oh, Dominique, it isn't! Oh my gosh, why did I do that? I took the matte gold off to the side. You're very observant, Dominique. I'm just so used to using the other gold. Why didn't you tell me? Oh well, it'll still look pretty. We can use the matte gold for something else. It's weird how it's almost like this phone. So this is a different phone that I'm using for this view. It almost seems like that phone is actually a better quality than the other one for the stream. Christine, you're lucky. Okay, I'm glad that it's not so loud. It's not nice when it's like super loud. I'm always so nosy when it comes to these things. I always like to like watch it, but I might need to up the force a little bit. But it should be all right. See, this is the part in a video that I normally just fast forward through, because there's nothing else really for me to do. I mean, I could go over there and do another one. So like I said, I do have a different camera, but which number is in there now? What do you mean which number? Which number design? This was number 3. Design number 3. Do any of you guys have any questions? Anything that you would like to ask me while we're here? While we're not really doing anything? Oh, the foil. I have no idea which. I think it was number. It's this one. This was the one that I was supposed to use, and this is the one that I used. I'm like a choppish today. I can do another one. It's fine. The wine, like I said during in the beginning, I opened up a bottle of the Cape Man, the Darling Cape Man last night, and then I had a glass and I didn't really like it. And yeah, I didn't. Oh my word! It says it's another 7 minutes. Are you kidding me? This is such a long... We're going to have to keep talking for a while. When I have no sound... What do you mean when I have no sound? I don't know what you mean. Does the quill heat up? Missed 90% of the live. Oh, shame, Jacqueline. It's fine. Yeah, so the foil quill is essentially like a heat element. Let me actually just get the other one out. Okay. Sorry. I'm louder than the Cameo. Okay, that's good. Yeah, when I watched the playback a while ago, I actually realized that the Cameo is not that loud on the... Where am I going? I'm going here so that I can show you webcam only. Let's transition to the webcam only. Okay. So, this is the inside of the foil quill, right? Can't really see. So it's like this little nib thingy inside, and if it ever focuses, it's a little metal piece on the inside there. And essentially that piece in the middle, it heats up, and then when it comes into contact with the foil, it makes the foil transfer onto what it's being pressed onto. Okay, that was not 7 minutes. Let's quickly switch over to the other screen and let's see here. Okay, so what I like to do is just to pull it away a little bit just to see. So I'm actually going to bring you guys over here And you can't really see all that much. Okay. There we go. So I like to just pull it off a little bit just to see if it has actually worked. And we can see that especially here, at least I can see it. I'm not sure if you guys can. But you can see that the lines, I don't think the offset that I did was small enough. So maybe what I might do is another offset. And so should we leave it like that? Because what it'll look like is it'll have lots of little lines. Lots of little lines on the inside, so it won't be as solid as we'd hoped. I think maybe what we should do is we should do like a 0.05 offset or something like that. I think maybe on the main design, maybe what I'll do is I'll turn all of these cut lines off. Sorry, I need to switch the camera. Webcam and main screen. There we go. So I need to switch all of these off. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the design, click on the outside, and I'm just going to do 1. So I'm going to do an internal offset, but this time I'm going to do like 0.05. And then let's see if that gives us anything. No. Okay, there we go. That looks stunning. Let's do that. So it'll just be that one line that we're selecting now. yeah. Oh, I'm giving myself a heart attack now. I thought I'd like sent it to send, but then there was nothing else there or something. I don't know. Let's go sketch. No, yes. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're literally... Is that even the right? I hope. Let's just zoom in a lot. Okay, let's reselect that. Let's just delete it. Let's undo. What is it even? Because this is the one. Okay, let's select. Yeah, let's select sketch. I'm getting so confused now. See, this is why it's not always the best idea to do these things live. Yeah, that was the one that I wanted. Sketch. Okay, so let's do it that way. Oh, you can't see that properly. Move it that way. So what it's done now is I've just added an extra line just on the outside, and I'm just gonna, because I haven't unloaded this, so I'm actually just gonna send it again. And that's always why I check before unloading these things, because if I'd unloaded it, I wouldn't have been able to make these changes. So let's send it. And it'll then just fill in the gaps that didn't really look very nice. Let's switch you over to the machine, and let's go back to the chat so that I can see what you guys are saying. So an offset is essentially, it takes the outer line, and what it does is it creates a parallel line next to that is slightly bigger or slightly smaller than the line that you have. So we use it a lot for many different things, like stickers. I use it a lot for stickers. It's like when you see a sticker and then it's got a little bit of a white edge just around the outside, that's the offset. It's a parallel line that's exactly on the edge of where you've done. Shall we choose the designs for the other ones while this one cuts? We can, if you guys want to stay on for that long. I'd actually only thought that the stream was going to be like an hour and a half, so we're almost going on 2 hours, which is fine with me. I could stream for hours and hours and hours on end. But it might take a long time if we're going to do all 3 of them. So if you want me to do more, I can do them and then post them on social media. So I don't mind doing them like, you know, once the stream's over. If you guys want me to do that, then let me know. Let me know in the comments. Is that the one from Amazon? Yeah. So this is the Foil Quill set that I have. So essentially, the one that we have in at the moment is the thick one. This is the standard thickness. If I get out my calipers and actually tell you the thickness of the... I always open this the wrong way around. So these are my calipers that I use. They are super cool and they tell you exactly how thick something is. So let's measure this one. It's 1.5 millimeters, pretty much. Okay, so that's the thickness of the line, I think. Well, that's the thickness of the edge, not necessarily the nib. I think the nib is a little bit thinner. Oh, the nib's probably like 1 millimeter wide. Yeah, you see that's done now. I mean, that was a quick one because it was just the one edge of the line. That's kind of why I wanted to do another one. So let's see. Okay, you guys are still looking at the camera. Okay, great. So let's take a look-see. Let's just move this up and bring you down again. Okay, great. So let's bring you over here. And let me do that so that I can see. Okay, that looks all right. Yes. Okay, okay, oh, there's music playing. It's probably my YouTube videos that I'm busy watching. I've got like 100 different YouTube videos that I'm watching at the same time. Somewhere here. Okay, there we go. No. Oh, Sophia and Tyler streams. They are hilarious. Sophia Nygaard. Okay, so let's just take a look. So now we've checked the design. So we've lifted up the foil. We can see that it looks good. So I'm going to eject it, and then we can do a reveal. But I'm going to switch you over to the other camera for the reveal, so you can see it from above. Let's just get that camera set up quickly. Okay, let's cancel this one quickly. One day I'll have decent software that I can okay. Okay, so you guys are looking at that flat screen. Okay, great. So we're going to take this, we're going to do the big reveal. Let's actually just unplug the foil core. You don't want to leave the foil. You don't want to leave the foil core plugged in. Let me actually just move this along. Sorry, it's a whole palaver moving you guys back. Okay, perfect. So you'd obviously don't want to leave the foil core plugged in because it might actually burn the machine. So yeah, so I'll do it and show you on Insta. But we can choose the designs before we all go. Yes, we can. Yes, yeah, I will move it up. I'm actually going to move this down a little bit more. There we go. So let's reveal. Okay, so then we've got the sticky tape on either side. There we go. There we go. Let's take this off there. Move this mat off to the side. And then we're going to peel this adhesive, the transfer tape off this thingy. Yo, this stuff has really stuck down. Dit is soos you know what op 'n wolkombers. Oops. Sorry, guys. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So, that is what we look like. Let's just uncurl it. How hot does it go? I don't know the exact temperature, but it goes quite hot. I mean, it is quite hot there. So we can see that actually looks really pretty. I really like it. I definitely think we should have done a more offset. But it still looks really nice. I mean, it's not very apparent. So maybe we should have used silver. I think the silver would have, you know, shone through a little bit better. But I still think it looks really pretty. And as you can see, guys, it's super easy to do it. There was nothing special that I had to do to anything to get it to work. I will do like a shorter tutorial video, not like a live. I like doing these lives, obviously, because they, in all honesty, they help me get my watch hours, which leads me closer to monetization. So actually being able to earn money, and I'm like so close to being able to be monetized. Probably a week or two, maybe. So doing lives really helps me. So I'm definitely going to do more of them even when I'm monetized, because I really enjoy being able to like interact with you guys. So thank you so much for joining and sitting with me for the last 2 hours. I mean, all of the live streams that I've done, they've been like 2 hours long, which is crazy, but I can talk the hind leg of a dead donkey, so it's really not a problem. But yeah, I think this really looks stunning. We can still choose the other 2 designs if you guys want. I think maybe we could, or you can go onto the design store and you can share something with me. But this thing, I definitely think we should do something sunflower related to keep my special people happy. And then this one, we can do something else. I'm not really sure what we can maybe do. What color would work on this? Maybe like a, no, not a purple. We can even do a black. A black might work on this. And then this one, I think, would definitely do a green color. The green would look nice on this one. Am I going to have a live party when I hit my hours? I can. Will people stop making plans on my live nights? I love that. And I'm also loving all the hearts and things, the heart smileys and whatnot that you guys are sending through. You guys clearly like this, which is great. And you guys can all do it too as well if you have, you know, the Cameo. Why not? I think I will definitely use a little bit more force next time. So I think the force, maybe we up it to 8. I think we had the force on 7. So just to get a slightly thicker line, but it still looks really good. So I will pick some designs and I'll post them on Insta for the sunflower. Or would you guys prefer to do it now? We can go onto design store and pick a sunflower or 2 now. So let me know, because then I can do that while you guys are, while we're all offline. And then I'll actually use the right color, the right color stuffies this time. I mean, this probably would have looked really nice. I'm sorry, guys. I'm such a chop. I kind of like the fact that the leaves aren't, you know, solid like the rest of them, because it almost looks like veins on the leaf. Okay, everybody's saying let's do it now. Okay, cool. So let's move you guys back over to the computer. And let's just move this a little bit. Okay. So move that down a little bit. There we go. Okie dokes. And let's switch you here. So we're going to go back here. Going to go back to this section. Move all the stuff out of my way because it's all sitting. It's going to take me like half an hour to clean up my room again. Maybe not even. Okay, so let's look for, even this is quite pretty as a sunflower design, to be honest. And let's actually just pull this out. Let's move that. Okay, so this is quite a pretty design. So let's choose sunflower. Might help if we spell it correctly. I even like that sunflower in the mason jar. That's quite pretty. I don't think a design like this would work, purely because you wouldn't be able to fill it in as much. That one could also look very cool. Oh, let me actually open the chat on my side. Thank you very much for joining, Kirsty. It was lovely to have you. You're probably gone already, but that's fine. Thank you very much for joining as well, Adriana. Really appreciate it. Don't forget there's an apple. Yes, yes, we need to keep the apple in mind. Definitely need to keep the apple in mind when we're doing this. It's actually kind of amazing how that apple ended up there. Okay, so mason jar. We've got one vote for the mason jar already. We could even do something as plain like that. That would also look quite cute. Mason jar with the apple next to the jar. The apple would be upside down then, because the apple is over here, and if the mason jar would be there, then it would be upside down. But that could work. It could totally work. Could totally work. Okay, so you guys seem to like the mason jar one, or you can even put the apple in the mason jar. That could look quite cute. Tall sunflower. I like the tall sunflower as well. Okay, so let's go with the mason jar. Okay, so let's just keep that one open. And then for the other one, what do you guys want to do on the other one on this page? Should we do maybe a saying or something like that? So instead of having a like a picture, we could have like be happy, or I don't know, something like that. Maybe something along the lines of bright and cheery. Let's search for bright and cheery. Or maybe just, that's probably far too vague. Merry and bright. I knew that Christmas things would come up. Be kind to someone. Oh, that shows that you watch my videos all the way through. Thank you, Jacqueline. That makes me very happy. I like that. I like that idea. And then let's maybe just, I've got obviously tons and tons and tons of fonts. Maybe we could use this perfect practice font. Because I think that is it's a nice font to use for for pens, because it's not necessarily a single line font, but a font like Honeybee as an example would obviously look stunning printed, but you don't want to use it for the sketch pens, because then you've got to do what we did with the internal offset the whole time, and it just doesn't takes far too long. It doesn't look as nice. Okay, so I think Be Kind to Someone is a great idea, and then let's use Perfect Practice. I don't even know if I have that font installed. Hair in my mouth. Let's see. Someone maybe curly. Okay, that's a good idea. What was it? Perfect LMNOP. Okay, I don't have the font installed. That's fine. Let me just download it and install it. I'll do this once we're done. But obviously, I'm just, you know, if you want to know how to install a font, click install. Oh, okay, DTC. No, they always catch you like that. So let's scroll up to D. I was going to say, because I bought a whole bunch of fonts the other day, because I have a monthly subscription to the design store, and it always expires. Can't type today. Okay, so we're going to do Be Kind To, and then Someone we'll do in another font. So we could even do Someone in like a font like, no. Something that I'm also actually going to show you guys in a another video is this. Use free edition, close, use free edition. So this is a font organizing tool. Oh, I absolutely love it. And then I absolutely love it, but I'm still not 100% sure on how to use it. There we go. So these are all my sketch fonts. I haven't updated it with the new fonts that I've added. But then obviously you can go in here and you can see all the different fonts. So like that one, we can use Hello Sunshine, because that's a little bit of a curly. Won't that font you spoke about be too thin? No, so what I can do, I mean, it definitely will be busy, but then what I can do is I can do an internal offset. Yeah, Jacqueline, this font program is like next level. It's next level. Let's do 0.04, and then let's copy that, and then let's do another internal 0.04. No. The name of the program is Main Type, or is it High Logic? High Logic Main Type. But I'm going to be doing a video on it soon, because I've been playing around with it quite a bit, just to make sure that I actually understand the program before showing it to you guys. But it is awesome. Hello, where did my internal offset go? 0.04. Apply. Maybe we should do 0.03. Yeah, so something like that. I'll do it anyway. I'll do this when you guys aren't here. But then I'll do this Hello Sunshine, or Live, Laugh, Love sketch. I'll use that one. That actually looks really pretty. So let's go for Live, Laugh, Love. No, you can't color in. You can, but you have to think of it like a normal sketch pen. Live, Laugh, Love. So let's do feathers. So it's like essentially like a normal sketch pen, where you have to manually run in, because obviously you're not cutting the edges away from anything, so you have to actually manually fill it in. I might even try a different font because I'm not sure if I like that one. But maybe what I'll do is I'll play around a little bit, and then I will post something on social media, on Instagram stories, or Facebook stories, or whatever it is, and then you guys can vote on it. So I'll give you maybe 2 different options. You can then vote on it, and then I will share the results. So yeah, always struggle with getting the perfect font, have to scroll through 200 fonts. It's the story of my life. And that's kind of why I've started using this program, because, like, as an example, it'll show you my recently added fonts. So then this orthography, I don't know how you, where you're putting the emphasis on which syllables. You know, that one's like a good font to use for sketch font. So, I mean, that would also be a decent sketch font. Also another good sketch font, and then you can apply. I used it a while ago, so I was just trying to remember how I actually did this, but I'll go over it again and ignore. Go away. I'll go over it again, familiarize myself with the program again, figure out some of the tips and tricks and things like that, and then I'm going to do a video on it, because I think that this is something that lots of people need. I've got 780 fonts. I mean, like, there's no ways that you can figure out exactly the right one that you want to use, but anyway, that's fine. If you use the jar, you can say jar of kindness. That's a good idea. I can do that. That might be a nice little addition to add, you know, at the bottom. It can be quite cute. Welcome font for someone. Let's see. I don't know if I have a welcome font. No, I do not. Let's see. Oh, it's going to bring up so many things now. And they've now changed this as well. So now you've got to like deselect all of these options, which takes you so long. It's so annoying. One like this one? Is this the font that you were talking about? Yeah, I also like the idea of the jars of kindness. It's very cute. Very cute. So is this the font that you were talking about? I like this. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll put them all together. I will then post it on Instagram, on the stories, and then you guys can vote on it, and then I'll post pictures when they're done. But I'm going to be heading off now. We've obviously been on the stream for over 2 hours, which I wasn't actually planning on. But yeah, if you guys have any comments that you want to leave, you know, welcome to comment on the video. Can't really see, just know the font's name is welcome. Okay, well, you can see on the stories, and then you can vote on which one you want. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please give the stream a thumbs up. If you thought it was fun, if you had a good time, I would really appreciate it. So again, thank you a million times over. It has been an amazing evening to hang out with you guys. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Sleep well, stay warm, stay safe, and remember, be kind to someone today. I will see you guys in the next video on Friday. Have a nice day. Bye.